Hello dear students, in this video we will discuss chapter 5 transpiration. First we will talk about definition of transpiration. Transpiration is the process of loss of water in the form of water vapor from the leaves and other aerial parts. Plant loses water in the form of water vapor from the leaves and other aerial parts of the plant. When you write the definition, you must take care of one thing, that you must mention there in the form of water vapor. If you are writing transpiration is the process of loss of water from the leaves and other aerial parts of the plant, the definition is incomplete because it is happening in guttation also. In guttation, plants loses water from the leaves. That's why when you write the definition of transpiration, you must write transpiration is the process of loss of water in the form of water vapor from the leaves and other aerial parts of the plant. Now we will talk about importance of transpiration for the plants. Transpiration is very important for the plants because it's a help in creating suction force or helps in building suction force which enables the root to absorb water and mineral nutrients from the soil. Secondly, it also provide cooling effect to the plant. When water escape in the form of vapor from the leaves, it consumes heat energy for the conversion of water droplets into its vapor, and this heat energy is absorbed from the leaf, and hence temperature of leaves reduces. This gives cooling effect to the plant. But transpiration is also regarded as a necessary evil. Why? It is necessary because it's a help in building suction force which helps the root to absorb more water and mineral nutrients from the soil. Also, it's provide cooling effect to the plant. But it is evil also because it is responsible for the loss of lots of water from the plant. To show that transpiration is taking place through leaves and aerial parts of the plants, we will perform one activity. In this activity, we will take one well watered medium sized potted plant, and the plant should be covered with polythene bag, transparent polythene bag. Transparent because we have to see inside this polythene bag whether the water vapor saturation is there or not, or droplets of water is there or not. The mouth of this polythene bag is tied firmly at the base of the stem, and this setup is kept in sun for an hour. After 1 hour, we will observe the polythene, and then we will see there either tiny droplets of water or saturation of water vapor. Tiny droplets of water is only visible when the atmosphere is cool enough. The temperature is cool enough. If not very cool, then also we can see the saturation of water vapor inside the polythene bag. That saturation of water vapor inside the polythene bag can make this polythene bag translucent, means cannot visible through it clearly. In this way, we can prove that yes, the leaves loses water in the form of water vapor. We can also demonstrate transpiration by the bell jar experiment. In bell jar experiment, we are taking 3 bell jars. In bell jars, we are keeping well watered, medium sized potted plant. In this potted plant, pot should be covered with plastic bag or polythene bag, and the mouth of the polythene bag will be tied firmly at the base of the plant. This pot is covered to prevent the loss of water from the soil, to prevent evaporation from the soil. Otherwise, one can see the water vapor that comes inside the bell jar is from the this soil or evaporated from the soil. To avoid that confusion, to prevent that, we have to cover the pot with polythene bag. In second bell jar, we will take the same setup, same plant with this pot covered with polythene bag. One more thing we will take in second bell jar, one wooden stick. One wooden stick, and on that wooden stick a cobalt chloride paper is pinned. Cobalt chloride paper, when it is dry, it is blue in color. When it comes in contact with moisture or water, it turns pink. And in a third bell jar, we will not take any plant, only one wooden stick on which one cobalt chloride paper is pinned. This is a control setup, means this is for comparison if any change in seen in this or not. And this, all the three setup, all the three bell jars should be kept in sun for an hour. After 1 hour, when we observe the bell jar carefully, in first bell jar, we will see the teeny water droplets inside the bell jar. And in second bell jar, you will see both teeny droplets of water, as well as we will see the cobalt chloride paper, which when was dry was blue in color, and it turn pink when it comes in contact with moisture. It means it indicates that inside the bell jar there is a moisture, and there is no change in color of cobalt chloride paper in bell jar 3, because no plant is kept in this. It means there is no moisture inside the third bell jar. This bell jar experiment is double proof of this transpiration. Here double visual proof of transpiration. It means here we can see the droplets of water, as well as we can see the change in color of cobalt chloride paper. In this way we prove that yes, leaf loses water in the form of water vapor. Transpiration can also be proved by measuring method, weighing method or measuring method, measurement of transpiration. Many different methods are there, number of different methods are there, but we will discuss only two methods of measurement of transpiration. First is weighing method. In weighing method, we are taking one well watered medium sized potted plant like we had taken in previous experiment. In weighing method also, we will cover the pot with polythene bag and tie the mouth of the polythene bag at the base of the stem, and then the plant is kept in sun for an hour. And before keeping it in sun for an hour, we will weight the plant and write its measurement. And after writing the measurement of its weight, we will keep the plant in sun for an hour. After 1 hour, again we will take the weight of that plant. We will see the difference in weight before keeping in sun and after keeping in sun. The after keeping in sun, the plant will lose its weight. This loss in weight by the plant is due to the loss of water by the process of transpiration. In this way, we can say plant loses water from the leaves by the process of transpiration. If we will make some improvement in this weighing method, we can take one bottle like this. The bottle is connected with or fitted with a graduated tube, which is fitted with the help of rubber tube here, and one plant is kept inside this bottle whose mouth is covered with cork, so that it will prevent the loss of water by the process of evaporation from this bottle. And this graduated side tube is filled with water, and write the reading up to which level the water is there. And then this setup is kept in sun for an hour. Again, after half an hour, we will see the graduated side tube. We will find there the level of water in the graduated side tube will decrease. This is because water which comes out in the form of vapor from these leaves comes out from this leaf, so the level of this water will fall down. This water from this tube will go inside the glass bottle. In this way also we can see there is a loss of water from the leaves or aerial parts of the plant. This weight can be converted into gram also, because 1 gram is equal to 1 cc. 1 cc means here 1 cubic centimeter. That cubic centimeter is the unit of this graduated cylindrical tube. Now we will discuss another method of measurement of transpiration. Is another method of measurement of transpiration, that is a potometer method. Many different scientists had made different potometers, but here we will discuss Gannon's potometer. This is Gannon's potometer. Here it is a capillary tube, and one end of this tube is fitted with a freshly cut plant twig, and one end of this capillary tube is dipped inside a beaker which is containing colored water. This is a reservoir which is filled with water, and this is a stopcock, and this one is graduated capillary. This will have to find the reading of movement of air bubble. Now the first step is to insert air bubble inside this capillary tube. That we can do by lifting this end which dipped in colored water. When we will keep it out from the colored water beaker, it will suck air and air will enter into the capillary tube. As soon as the air enters into the capillary tube, we'll keep this end again into colored water, and this setup will be kept in sun for an hour. After 1 hour, we will observe that the air bubble will move towards the twig. This is because transpiration is taking place from these leaves. When transpiration is taking place from this leaf, water is sucked from this beaker. When water sucked from this beaker, this water pushes the air bubbles towards the twig. By this we can read with seeing this graduated capillary tube, we can see the movement of air bubbles. In this way also we can prove that transpiration is taking place from the lips. Here we can readjust the air bubble also by opening this stopcock. When we open this stopcock, water will fall from this reservoir and it will push the air bubbles back again. In this way we can maintain or change or adjust the position of air bubbles in this capillary tube. But when we use this Ganong's pottometer for the measurement of transpiration, we must take precautions. The first important precaution is that this whole setup should be made completely air watertight, so that it will not take water from anywhere. And this twing should be cut obliquely, so that it will absorb this water easily. And this Ganong pottometer had some limitation. That is, the introduction of this air bubble is not very easy in this capillary tube. It is very difficult to introduce air bubble inside this capillary tubes. Second limitation is that this twing may not remain alive for a long time. And third limitation is that any change in the temperature outside this setup can change the position of air bubble. So these are three different limitations when we use Ganong's meter for the measurement of transpiration. One thing you must keep in your mind regarding this pottometer, that this pottometer is not measuring the water loss, how much water is lost. It is the measurement of the uptake of water by this twing, how much water is taken by this twing, not by how much water is lost during this transpiration. In our next video we will discuss kinds of transpiration. Thank you very much.